White flag. 1 minute to go, mate. Let's get in that box. 50 seconds. 40 seconds. 30 seconds. 20. 15. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
Three years I never bought an outdoor table.
You've been here for 3 years?
Every year I go to buy an outdoor table set so I can use it twice.
Fair cool.
Now's one of those times.
We've got a steak over here, and what Nigel's doing, he's cooking it to what he would call well done, and what I'm thinking is called too done, as in it ain't medium or reha. So I don't know what you're doing, Nigel. I don't know how long it is. Something about feeling like your cheek, and that's blue.
So I started driving boats. Dad put me in a jet boat when I was 7 years old, so been driving since then. Ever since I can remember, we've had jet boats at home. Jet boating in the weekends, holidays, always had a jet boat around. So yeah, water sports and jet boats have been our thing. Sort of, maybe it's because it's always been part of the family, but it's, you know, you've got your friends around if you're out in the lake or you're doing skiing or ski biscuiting or just going up rivers with some friends, having some beers and barbecue. But in terms of the racing, it's just a bit different. And I mean, it's sort of, you're out in nature, you're using some raw power, and it's just, yeah, a real cool, different form of motorsport. It's not, you know, the most heavily promoted sport, but it's been going for a long time. I mean, ever since the jet boat was invented, so soon after racing started happening. So I'm the driver, so I'm basically in charge of steering the boat and driving it as fast as I can up the river. I rely heavily on the navigator to tell me where we're going. At those speeds, you just can't do it all yourself. My navigator is Bruce Alexander, so we lived together for about 8-9 years. Went to high school together, boarding school. Yeah, so we spent a lot of time together, know each other really well. Trust is huge in terms of navigator. You've got to sort of know each other's style really well, got to know that he's confident. Good thing about Bruce is he's probably overconfident, so whether he knows where he's going or not doesn't really matter to me. I have to believe him. That's better.
He's only 5 foot tall, so struggles to see over the dash. He's got booster blocks on the throttle for him to reach. So I sit in what they call the silly seat, which is the navigator seat. So I have absolutely zero control of the boat. I just sit there and I tell the driver where to go, and it's up to him to choose whether he wants to listen to me or not. So I sort of sit there looking as far ahead on the river as I can, trying to find not only the quickest route up the river, but the safest way. You know, I'm trying to go where there's actually water and not run aground. And quite often you get into a place and he has absolutely no idea where he's going, and he does rely on you. It feels quite good when you tell him where to go and he goes there and it all works out well. The key thing for a navigator, number one, is you need to be able to know how to read a river. That's pretty obvious. You're there to give the guy directions on how to get up the river, so you need to be able to understand how the water flows, where there is water and where it's just wet rocks and you're not actually going to get anywhere.
Keep it in the water. Now coming right.
jet boat marathon is basically almost 1,000 k's worth of racing. It's over a series of rivers, so I think this year there's about 15 legs. So each leg is approximately, averages about 70 kilometres.
The marathon's just the pinnacle of jet boating, and this being a world marathon here in our home rivers in New Zealand, I'm so pumped. Like, it's going to be phenomenal, and I just can't wait to get out there.
We've been planning this really 4 years in the making since the last World Champs in New Zealand, but it really got down to the nitty gritty probably 6 months ago. Physical training, a lot of jet boating. Every weekend we were out jet boating, pre-boating rivers, and then the last week's been real intensive. So every day, got the week off work with jet boating. A lot of testing for the race boat. My dad and the team has been working flat out on the race boat, so it's a lot of man hours and a lot of effort to put this together. We've got the race boat. We're going to take the race boat on the river for the first time ever. So hopefully we don't ride it off. It's only a week before the race.
I should have bird. Boom!
Must see this blood all over my seat.
It just went pop and went everywhere.
Bird shit in the intestines.
Did you not see it?
No, it just came across at the side of us like.
So it's sort of the two main people that you see in the race boat, and that'd be your driver and your navigator. But there's a hell of a lot that goes on behind the scenes before the boat goes in the water and while the boat's in the water. Head mechanic, engineer guy, Girth Sturley from Rakaya. He's sparky by trade, but just he knows really what's going on all the day-to-day stuff, and he can keep the thing together. He's a bloody whiz when it comes to pulling apart the jet unit and keeping everything running, you know. Crew chief would be Mark Cromie. He's Nigel's father and he's our main sponsor, and he's just an absolute world of knowledge when it comes to jet boating. He's been doing it for probably as long as he can remember. And then you've got the guys in the team that are sort of not involved with the race, but are there to keep things going. There's Cheryl and a whole bunch of my mum Kate and a whole bunch of other people in the background who really get the whole thing going. So it is a big team effort. It's not just the two of us in the boat. There's anywhere up to 10 people.
Mark Cromie, jet boater. Well, how I got into jet boating is I lived on the Rakaya River. That's where I was born, in the South Island. My father had a service station, and they put us on carless days in the early, late 70s, and we had nothing to do, so we built a jet boat. And we just played out in the river, and we thought this was pretty cool. Let's go racing, and that's sort of how it has. And I watched all the people being seriously unreliable in those days, and I thought as a motor mechanic, all I had to do was build an engine to keep going. I think winning the World Marathon in 1980, that set me up, no doubt about that. And then going to America and beating the Americans in the first World Marathon they ever held, and it was a big field of 70 or 80 boats, sponsored by Budweiser, and I won it. And the boat that was second to me was sponsored by Boeing and Garrett, and come out of a wind tunnel, but the driver was just not quite as sharp as the Kiwi boy. So, and we won a few other world championships all around the world. We'd been into Canada, America, 4 world titles, the US title, which was the first time we ever had the Worlds in '96 in America, and then we won the US championships 3 times. So we've done a lot of racing over a long period of time.
Wow, that's motoring. Did you see that?
How long does that last?
Oh, it's about 10 minutes.
Take us for a spin on the boat.
Hey, you guys have a good day.
Good luck.
always because it's on the angle.
Finish will be a couple hundred metres that side of the bridge. And then you just pull up at the bridge.
Oh, I suppose we might as well head downstream now.
Well, not a lot to do up
Unless you
here.
guys want to hang out up there.
I'm more thinking about I'll just sit down and have a nap.
My name's Cheryl Cromie and I'm Nigel's mum.
And I'm Kate Alexander, I'm Bruce's mum.
I got involved in jet boat racing when I met Mark, and I had to learn how to back a trailer, drive a jet boat onto a trailer. So we've been married now for basically 30 years.
See what his wife Cheryl has got to do in the way of navigating.
I've only been in the jet boating world since Bruce started navigating for Nigel, which was about, I don't know, they've been married together for about
Their
15 years now.
bromance, their bromance. Main thing is that they come in when they should. So each leg, once they come in, it's like, good. And then we have, and then you go through that same scenario each time.
For me, it's when they start. So when they start, watching them start, okay, and then once we're on the move, because jet boat racing is go, 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 stop. So then there's nothing you can do once you've seen them go off, or once you're at the top of the river and you're waiting for them to come in.
We're travelling throughout the country, and so that all has to be pre-planned, because you can't take it for granted that everybody's going to be able to be in the same places at the same time. So you've got to make sure that they've got plenty of water, they've got food if they need it. They're up early and at the river early.
We do plan what we're having for dinner, but not so much as that as actually planning what we're going to make for lunch the next day. So we have a sandwich line usually running every night and doing sandwiches, and then packing them for every different vehicle, because each vehicle might be at a different part of the river.
I'm excited about the potential. The boys have the potential to do this, and that's really exciting. Yeah, they are, in talking to other people, they are rated as being able to do this.
And it will be one I would guarantee would buy a turbine boat. Nigel's pushing pretty hard. I think he's a very strong contender. John Deary, who's won it, of course, 3 or 4 times in New Zealand in a turbine boat, he's got to be just about the favourite. Regan, he's won it before too, Regan Williams.
The exciting moments for me are those ones that really push me, and we're sort of doing 150 plus kilometres an hour. You're getting up to that 200, 220 kilometres an hour, and not stressful as such, but it's on that edge, really pushing it is good fun.
So this year I've allowed Nigel to drive my baby, which is my 23-foot boat, and of course he has lived down here for quite some time, and he's been boating FX class, and then he moved into the turbine boat, and he did extremely well. So he's been in a turbine boat for over 2 years. So I think he realises the dangers and the speed. This engine's it's a later version of some of the others. It's probably in its early 80s. I see this had paperwork that said that it had been to Desert Storm, and it never got used. We've probably put 70,000 litres of Jet A through it with absolutely no problems, except we had a bird strike in America and bent some blades, and we straightened them Kiwi style with a crescent and a screwdriver and a pair of pliers. I had a really close call with Nigel, and Cheryl said I should give up racing.
We're doing 200 kilometres an hour, and I hit a rock, veered into a bank.
And hit a tree 6 feet in the air and broke the gas turbine clean in half.
Somehow got out of the boat, and yeah, that was the biggest one, but both me and my dad weren't hurt.
That was a pretty frightening experience, so that was a close call.
I actually didn't hop in the boat for 6 months, didn't want to be near one, but by the time the boat was fixed again, which took about 6 months, I was ready to go. One day away from the marathon beginning, so just got to get the boat ready today. Basically go to sleep tonight and wake up in the morning and the marathon starts, so it's all on. So that'll mean a week of little sleep and a lot of racing.
G'day, mate. What's going on?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no,
Oh, you just took yourself over there, mate.
See that when we boated it yesterday, when was that there? 275. No,
We dropped a bit.
165, so over 100 cubics. That means I don't reckon we need to pre-boat that until tomorrow.
That being the WOMAC. Because it's just going to drop again.
It's going to keep dropping, isn't it?
If it's going to keep dropping, there's no point in doing it. We'll just get in the race boat and have fun.
Alright, so we're on the way to Scrutineering out at Kaipoi. Basically all the officials have to look over all the boats and make sure that they're fit for racing. So we have to get all our gear out. We've checked everything, made sure we've got all our race gear, safety equipment, and the boat's all ready.
And then there's a driver's briefing at 6, so they're going to give us a rundown on what the next week's going to be like. Should be all good.
How's it going?
This is your drug testing, permission to drug test?
Just explain these to you. So you've got a class one and an overall one. You've got 4 so far for each side of one, sides of the boat rather than on the bow of the boat. So that people can see them.
Got my goodie bag.
Fill that out and take it up to Linda, and she'll give you
Joys, scrutineering's done, all passed, ready for driver's briefing and racing in the morning. We're here at the first day of the 2017 World Jet Boat Marathon. Just a bit of a boat show this morning, and then we start racing this afternoon. A bit of a circuit race for the day. Today's more for the spectators than it is for the racers, but it still counts for time, and we're here to win.
Yeah, the river's been real high lately, so we did boat it 2 days ago, but the river's come down a lot, so we thought we'd get out there again. River's looking a lot better, but it looks like we might even have to boat it again tonight because the river's dropping that quick.
So start line, just want to confirm that as you were heading out before you, obviously the start line was right in front of you. It's a short zone, we put that on purpose because it's 20-second start intervals. So when that first boat heads away in front of you, you need to get right into that zone quick.
Just quickly, if we get any FX boats that haven't been around, can you make sure you get into a boat now?
Now's the waiting game, so we're done, and the race, our race probably won't be till 1 or 2 o'clock, maybe 3, so we sit around and just get nervous. Well, I get nervous for the whole day.
Turn up. Yeah. Turn around here. Nice one. Oh! Come on, boy. Come on.
That was it, eh?
Yeah, that was it. Keep it together. Alright, stand all over it. We got some cow to catch. Get up on them. Honey, it's time to go home. Nicely done, mate.
Well, brother. I think my wings are fucked.
Oh?
My wings are fucked.
Why is that?
They're pointing down.
Oh, is that not what you wanted? That may have been in that spin.
Oh, yeah.
How was your era?
Spin up on the first corner and then had to lap, do a Yui and go around the buoy because we missed it.
Stay on this side of the buoy.
Where is it?
Just here.
Fuck, can I do a Yui?
Yeah, do a Yui. Do a Yui. You're all good, you got heaps of room.
And then we caught up to a boat. Us and John caught up to a boat and had to slow down for a bit, and then we got past them and they didn't hold us up for very long, so that was good. So not a very clean run, but we're hauling ass, we're going well, so I don't know.
Do you have time, don't you?
Yeah. I shit you, yeah, no, you're quickest.
Really?
Yeah, you beat John. John's time was 18:06. You did like an 18:06. You did an 18:14, and of course that's 20 seconds. So you're probably 10 seconds quicker than John, and two of you are about 45 seconds quicker than the third fastest.
We did?
Yeah.
Bullshit! We did fucking horrible.
Nothing's official yet, but I've seen the times. I mean, I know the times. So, Derry did an 18:06, so he was the quickest on time. But you did an 18:14 with plus 20 seconds. See, so you got to take 20 off that. So I can talk generally about it, and then at some point, when you want, I can hand the phone to Nigel, and he can talk to you about his run when. But yeah, I'll pop him on now.
Leroy, how you going? Yeah, really good day actually. We were actually in the last wave, so we had plenty of time to get the nerves up, but we settled into the race really quick. So it ended up being a good result. So we just found out 5 minutes ago that we've got the win, so we're pretty happy about that, and that means that we're obviously in the lead in terms of time, so we could be about 30 seconds ahead of second place, and then it means that we start first tomorrow, so we've got clean water and won't be catching anyone. No problem, thanks a lot, really appreciate it. Cheers. This radio interview, I didn't swear, didn't even need 2 takes.
Jeez mate, signatures this morning, radio interviews with Savo. Next week I'll be on TV with John Campbell talking about the milk prices.
Oh, and I prefer Patrick Gower.
Paddy Gower, this is the fucking jet boating.
Relative newcomer, Cromie entered the marathon with limited resources. There have been many of these long nights of preparation, but none this crucial.
125, all right? 125 on the left-hand tank.
From Dad winning a couple of world championships, I suppose there is a bit of pressure.
On the eve of his 27th birthday, Mark Cromie in Commodore gives himself cause for double celebration by becoming the new world champion.
We're probably one of the least experienced teams, so we could be the underdog in that respect. So there's probably a mixture. Some people expect us to do quite well, some people might not expect us to do well at all, so we just have to back ourselves.
And I won my first marathon in 1980, I think on my 27th birthday. So Nigel, of course, is competing at the moment. He's 2 years younger than that, so if it happens, it'll be pretty good, you know?
Oh, well, it's a tough field. There's only minutes between us, and, they're really pushing us, and we've got to push ours, and it's whose machine, I suppose, can stay together. And it seemed to stay together.
plug your trailer brake in.
Heading back up to the Waimak. We had a real good day yesterday with circuit racing. Managed to get fastest time, so it means we're first away today. About a 60k leg, so we've got to see how we get on the first full river leg compared to other boats, but hopefully we can stay in front.
We'll give you an update when we get to the top. Ciao.
Good luck.
Cheers, Grady.
Later, bro. Yeah, we got go up the Waimak today. 70k up to the gorge, and then turn around, come back down this afternoon. So we're first boat away after yesterday's thing, which is bloody awesome. We're pumped, clean water ahead of us, so we just have to go at it.
Hey, were you surprised about
Waimak's pretty tricky river. It's sort of the one river that me and Nigel have both said we just want to get out of the way and get it done, and then we can just haul ass from there on after. I don't know, I suppose there's not that much pressure. Like, we're in first, but it's only day one. We just ignore everyone else, go as fast as we can, and I mean, if someone wants to put pressure on us, go ahead.
One flag. 1 minute to go, mate. Let's get in there. Box 2, 1. Away you go. Nicely done. Alright, let's get some speed up this pitch and get hard into it. Going straight up there. Back to the left. You can hear me well? Yeah. Awesome. Straight up there. Follow it round to the left. Keep going round. Oh shit. No, that's right. Go, you fucking go, 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 go. Fuck me, mate. Oh, God. Woo! Well driving, mate. Sorry about that. Coming around to the right. I've got stones on my fucking grill. Fuck. Hard up there. Nicely done. Fucking nailed it all the way. I don't know where the finish line is. Definitely crossed it. Well done. Woo! Brilliant. Good work, brother. 35 minutes or something. Work, work.
All in all, that was a pretty good leg, but we did have a couple of issues coming up. I had some dodgy stuff. I'm just going to go and say Nigel just didn't listen to me.
Round to the left. Oh shit. No, that's right.
I clearly knew where I was going.
Well driving, mate. Sorry about that.
But we just ended up in a bit of shit, and the boat almost stopped, and it was in a spot where we wouldn't have been pushing. It would have just been game over. So quite lucky we dropped off into some deep water there, which was good, and then the rest of the run was real clean.
I suppose that's the thing with a marathon. I mean, the whole race can be over in a matter of seconds, and we almost came aground. We wouldn't be able to push it out, so glad we got through and we're still in it.
Oil temperature?
Yeah, gearbox temp.
Came in to stop. I got a warning on the dash saying the gearbox temp was too high, so I was a bit worried about that. And when we looked behind, we got a lot of smoke coming out of the cabin, so just had a check, and the cooling might have got a bit blocked, but everything looks fine.
You got residual heat from the
Got Dad under the, plugged into the dash, and he checked on his laptop all the data, and he's happy with all the temps, so he said just drive it until she blows up, basically. About another hour and we're going to head downstream. We just want to get through cleanly, and then this river's ticked off. Yeah, where's Bruce?
He's right there. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's been an accident with CX21, Dwayne Terry's boat. I don't really know what the go is there, but I guess we'll get told in time, and hopefully he's all okay and everyone's safe.
I'm just going to jump in the chopper, and they've called off the lead downstream so we can jump on the chopper and go pre-boat the Y out for tomorrow.
Yeah, day 2 today, and we've had a bit of an incident coming up the Waimak River. We made it up fine, but had one boat, CX21, had an incident, and sadly the navigator passed away on site. It's a bit of a dull day for everyone. Yeah, so they cancelled the downstream leg, and they've actually cancelled tomorrow's day of racing as well, and they're going to just tack on some more legs further down the line. Give everyone a day and a bit to clear their heads and whatnot.
Yeah, I suppose a reasonably sobering situation, I suppose. It's always in the back of your mind at the speeds that we're going that we're running a risk, and obviously the sport is dangerous, but I haven't really had that sort of incident while we've been in the sport.
Since we've been racing, we haven't had anything.
And Dwayne Terry he's a seriously experienced driver, really good driver, and these guys were some of our main competitors when we were in the FX class, so yeah, race alongside them, and even just stood next to them in the morning, and then we get to top of the river and hear an accident like that's happened. It's yeah, quite a strange feeling.
We're all quite a tight-knit group down south, so I imagine not only their close family but the whole greater Southland, everyone from down there, you know, they'll be feeling it. So yeah, condolences.
Whole jet boating community's thinking about you.
Yeah.
I got a big stretch out boy. See that? Just put that pig to sleep. This one, ugly face.
Looks like your mum.
Nigel, I'm sorry, I forgot to give these to you earlier.
Flamingos, eh?
They're your racing undies.
And is this a pair for Bruce, is it?
Yes. That's Bruce's pair.
Yeah.
Spring undies.
Oh wow.
Pink flamingos.
Thanks, Cheryl. What would I do without you? Yeah, today's a late day. Do a bit of pre-voting, and then gonna throw the race boat in and do a bit more testing in the lagoon.
Done a lot of hours in it recently, so make sure we're not going to blow up and get stuck on the roof. But everything's all good. We'll keep going.
We've got to work a bit on our starts. We haven't done a lot of practice in that. In the old boat we were real good at it. We're able to just jump on that line and go as soon as the flag drops, but Nigel just hasn't quite got it, so I think we'll do a bit of that today, and maybe some high speed U-turns and stuff like that, because we haven't had a lot of practice with that. So. That's right. 215. Hot oil. Slow down, gets hotter. So I don't know. He doesn't seem too worried about it. So I don't know. We'll find out. Day 4. just had a day off, so head to the Rakai now, and hopefully post some good times. Went up the river yesterday. It's flowing bloody high. Not high, blue, sorry. It's flowing good. It's flowing good, so we'll get up there. Hopefully everyone's in a good headspace. It's time to chill out. It's good. It's a bit of a hard couple of days for a lot of people, so get up the river and try and keep a lead and maybe hopefully pull a couple of seconds.
Still in the lead at the moment, so we've got to post a pretty good time today, up and down. Try and keep in the lead so that we're in a good position for the rivers that we think we're going to be really quick at later in the race.
There, Nigel, you're officially allowed to drive.
There we go, not a moment too soon either. Where did you get this from?
Big wreck here with it.
This river's, the way it is at the moment, is really fast, so we'll be pushing it, but it also does do a lot of weaving. And in the section below the bridge, when you're going downstream, it does get quite tricky. A lot of offshoots that you got to make sure you take, so you want to make sure you don't run aground, which is quite important. So yeah.
Just want to get in the water, to be honest, but yeah, we go.
All good. Thanks for coming along, guys, to retire. Just while there's a few more people just coming in, I think it's appropriate we just take a moment's silence. Just agreed, so just a couple of moments, guys. Righto, roll call. 249.
Yep.
Doesn't it? Not much we can fucking do about it.
No, there's fuck all we can do about it. Five, four, three, two, one, go. Come on, you bitch. Alright, absolutely fucking nail it. Let's try and get 200 and a bit out of this by the end of the lake. You can hear me, look good. Yeah. Sweet ass. Little bit of a shimmy. Nicely done. Round you go again. All the way around. And coming right.
He's coming up behind us a bit.
Yeah, I can see him there. Yeah, jump up right. Nice. Now coming right. So this is where we got that channel that runs straight up the middle.
You reckon it's a bit shallow? It's a bit shallow.
Okay, come right, go on. Go left, either way. Turn left. Keep going left. He's still away behind us. He went up a different way. Harder. Bringing it round to the right. Hard on it. Down left. They fucking nailed it. Nice straight open water. Can't see him anymore. It's all good. Back left. stay right, yep. Straight up there and then go left with it. Go straight through a bit, then left, yep, there it is. Fuck me, hard right. Nail it. There you go, right again. Out you go. Coming around to the left. Keep the gas on it hard. Keep the gas on it hard. Push it through. Push it through. Keep going up. Keep going up. Push. Yeah, push the line. Well fucking done.
Man, I've been having all sorts of troubles over here, man. My rev counter's stopped. I got no fucking power, like.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So what happened to Nigel's boat, or actually I think it could be my boat, but I think it's Nigel that's driving it, is he had a vibration at the start line, and I think he picked up a stick in the jet unit which doesn't feed the blade properly, and then it got rid of that and it was okay. Then he went over some shingle bars which actually blocked the intake, and then he had no traction, so it was slipping the jet unit pump.
Went away completely at one point.
We checked everything, I can't see anything wrong. We changed the drive shaft as a precautionary measure, and I think we've fixed it and it'll go really well on the downstream run.
Yeah, definitely. 2013 World Champs, but I was in an FX boat. Probably the lowest class down here.
20 seconds. 15, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Real gutting, actually.
Real dull moment. Like I remember just sitting on the ground, on the rocks there next to the boat, just watching other boats just go past and thinking, this is shit. You know, we're doing so well, and then that's it. Just ends so quickly.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, bitch, get up. Let's get out of here, honey. All right, coming around to the left now. Let's get into it. Coming left. Fucking bitch.
So many things that can go wrong. If something's going to go wrong, you wonder, or I wonder what it might be. And I thought we could do the business in terms of the boat speed, in terms of us navigating, driving as well. But once that steering cable snapped and we just went straight ahead, I thought, oh, that's what it is. That's what it's going to be. Went to go turn left and I just went and just went straight ahead. If that happened anywhere else, man.
Yeah, so what we're left with is we're left with that, and it's broken that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which connects around that. Could have happened at 130 mile an hour going into the fucking dead. Could have been a lot worse. Oh no, we just bent all the boat up.
That's just how quickly your marathon can change.
Yeah.
First, not in contention.
Devastation.
It's done a bit of damage, Trace, it's bent all the sponson on the side. We can drag it to the river with a helicopter.
I suppose, because we're probably one of the newest ones to the sport in the unlimited class. Everyone else in that class probably been there 10 times before. But
Yeah, this is our sort of first big.
We're probably ignorant thinking you can go out in your first unlimited worlds, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. And to do exactly what we wanted to do, coming first, you know, I think it would have been less heartbreaking if we're coming 5th or 6th and then had a crash, but we were winning.
In fact, we were winning and we were winning confidently, you know, like it was good. We weren't pushing ourselves too hard. We didn't have a big lead, but at no point were we looking like we weren't winning, you know, so just, I don't know, it's devastating stuff, but I suppose that's marathon boat racing.
Fuck, I'm wild. I just can't believe the position we were in.
I know.
We wanted to be about 3rd at the moment, you know?
And you're first.
No, we were fucking 1st. We were doing the fucking business. Well, the problem is if we fix the steering, it's the exact same setup. And I reckon it's broken because we're running power steering through everything. But when you got power steering, you can afford to have it you can afford to have a shorter lever, so you actually get all that power, all that torque going through the cables.
Oh, okay.
So we've got to run a bigger cable and bigger chain, really.
I don't ever want to get in a boat again. That's it, I'm done.
I'm fucking done.
I'm fucking done. Fuck this shit.
In terms of damage, the steering chain breaking, it was just a chain, easy fix, but going across all the rocks actually damaged the hull quite badly. So even if we looked at fixing the steering chain, the hull wasn't in a state to be raced.
Beat
So
up. Yeah.
Easy fix, you know, fix in a week, but no state to racing. Oh, it emphasises how hard it is to win a marathon. I mean, you can be on top of the world, you can be coming first, and anything could happen. You can run aground, the engine can blow up. I mean,
break a chain.
Break a steering chain. Roger Preston's had a cow walk across in front of him in a river.
Yeah. Yeah. Justin Hill lost a screw on day 1 off of his throttle, I think it was.
Well, I suppose now we're officially on holiday because we can't race, so we'll relax and we'll be at every single race. Yeah, support all the races, and if anyone needs help, that's where we've got plenty of time, so we'll help them. We're on the Waitaki. We are coming out to support the other races since we can't race, so yeah, see what it's like to be a spectator for a bit. We want to get low.
As disappointing as it is, it's quite nice to actually watch racing for once. I don't think I've ever actually watched a race, I've only ever raced it, so it's going to be quite good. Spend a few days just watching, go up and down the river in a little boat, hopefully get a ride in the chopper and see some racing and
see what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Because you can dwell on it, couldn't you? We could sit and curl up in our room for a bit. But we've got to
it's not
accept
going to get you anywhere, is it? So
move on to the next.
Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2017 ITM World Marathon. It's been a trying event for lots of us and all sorts of different reasons. So to all of you that got here today, either with your boat going or not boat going, we appreciate you turning up tonight and enjoying the night. So thank you very much for that.
There's always the next Worlds. I mean, Worlds are in Mexico next year, which we probably won't go to. But then there's Canada and America. But there's something about winning in New Zealand. So that's 4 years away, which is a long time. I'm sure it'll come around quickly, but we'll see where we're at in 4 years' time.
Good to be back and give it another go.
Yeah.
Hopefully get a bit further than day 4 next time. And
to be continued.
Yeah, I suppose.